starting live video. I think we're live. We live, guys. We live. And where are we? Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah, I was like, what city are we in actually?
What country are we in? What planet are we on? I love it. So cool. We've got a lot of cameras going on here. I wish my live stream could see this actually. There's like camera action. Hey, there's Rob in the corner there. We've got groupies. We've got everything going down. Amazing. So funny. What's up? What's up, Dawn? What's up, Nicole?
Dawn. How you doing?
I'll leave you guys to it.
Yeah, thanks. See you so
Thanks,
much.
Robin.
See you soon. Mwah. Marissa, where you at? Where you at? What's going on? Where you at? Okay, I'm gonna stop being gangster. I feel like this interview is not about being a gangster necessarily directly. So maybe it's an inner gangster that I need to draw upon right now. Okay, no, maybe
no
we
need.
are, like, fine, I can roll with whatever. So tell me, which camera are we meant to be looking at? I have three on my face right
Okay, we do have three. Main one, we can go for that one.
now. Okay, focusing on this one. Sorry guys, tension here.
So I'm here with Regan Hillyer. Regan, you are, what are you not?
Wow.
You're a coach, you're a serial entrepreneur, you're an author, you've got your own TV show, you've got your own magazine, you've got stuff happening that's coming soon in the way of a clothing line, and you've got some stuff planned in the music industry as well.
Indeed.
A lot going on. Now, Regan is someone who says you absolutely can have it all, like every single day. Regan, where to begin? What would you say to people who really don't believe they can have it all?
Well, firstly, I would say I believe the opposite, right? And I would say that with love. But ultimately, I believe that having it all is a choice. You know, it's a choice and it's a mindset. And I feel like, you know, it is sometimes a really hard choice to make because we're brought up in this world where we're taught that it's either or. Like, you can have this, but not too much of that. Or you can have this thing, but don't be good at that as well. And, like, don't do all these things at once, right? And so I think it takes a lot of conscious rewiring to actually go, you know what? I am going to actually choose this. And I'm going to choose to have it all. And I'm going to choose to have it all on my terms. And I'm going to choose to have it right now. Those are all just choices. And I just invite anyone to make that right now.
Yeah. And having it all, like, what does that take? Because a lot of people would be like, but I don't have it all right now, like,
Yeah.
and I want it all, but I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. Like, what structures in your life help you to have more and more of everything that you want?
Yeah, totally. That's such an awesome question. For me, it's really about the inner work, and it's about doing the inner work required to tap into having it all across your life. I think so many people are focused on the outside, and they're focused at, oh, maybe if I just do more, or like do these 10 strategies, or, you know, work harder here, then it will happen. And you know what, you might get there eventually, but that's going to be through creating through struggle and stress and push and hustle and all this kind of stuff. Versus if you really want it to flow, and if you want to manifest from a place of ease and grace and flow, then you need to be rewiring yourself to succeed, and you need to be rewiring yourself to literally have it all, which is why I said at the beginning, like, it's a choice, right? It's an internal choice which you make versus, oh, you do these 5 things strategically in business on the outside to have it all. No, it's very much an inner game. Yeah.
And by inner game, for anyone who's kind of like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Yeah, it's like, it's doing the work inside each and every single day. It's rewiring yourself. It's really connecting in with your vision. It's looking at what am I calling into my life? What does that look like? What am I really here to do? What's my purpose? And then it's getting all the junk out of the way that's stopping you doing that. You know, a really amazing mentor of mine once said, you know, if there's things that you're looking to manifest in your life and they haven't shown up yet, then there's internal blocks and limitations holding you back, right? And so when you realize that, it's like, wow, what is going on in my internal reality which is stopping me and blocking me? Is it fear? Is it you know, limiting beliefs? Is it self-doubt? Like all these things which we just have as humans, right? And so it's doing the work to unleash that. It's stepping into who are you choosing to become, and from that place taking action in the external world. So it's not about just, you know, doing the inner work and visualizing and meditating and journaling and then just being like, okay, it'll just show up now. No, like, you know, you actually have to do the work on the outside as well, but it's only like that last 20%, which is the doing in your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you've created a few different businesses now. You had one before Regan Hillyer International. You've basically been in business for yourself since you're in university. Pretty impressive. Never really worked for anybody else before. What does it take on a business level to get to where you are? Because you started out on your own mid 2015.
Yeah.
And now you've got 16 coaches in your team. You've got assistants. You've got assistants of assistants.
A lot of assistants going on everywhere.
You've got a lot of people doing a lot of things to help bring your vision to life with all the different aspects of your business.
Yeah.
With the TV show, with the everything, with your website, with your social media, with the magazine.
Yeah.
What has it taken for you to be able to get to that point from a business sense?
Yeah, it's an awesome question, and for me, when I really reflect back on it and I look at, you know, all the different pieces which have gone on in order to create all of that, for me it's really commitment to my vision. And I feel like there's so many amazing people on the planet right now, and there's so many people that, you know, are inspired and they're super tuned in and they're tapped in, and they're in this place where they're kind of like, I want it, but ultimately they're dreaming because they never actually make a decision to go all in, right? And so it's not about making a decision once and, you know, writing it out and sticking it on a vision board and being like, I am now committed to this. No, it's about the daily commitment to that, right? It's the daily affirmation of, this is who I am, this is what I choose, this is what I tolerate in my life, this is what I no longer tolerate, and here's how I then act from that place. And it's really knowing as well that this commitment is not always easy. It's not about just saying, oh yeah, I'm now committed to my vision, right? It's actually about doing what it takes when it's really tough and when it's hard and when you're confused and when you feel alone and when you feel like no one's supporting you or that, you know, everyone's leaving you or whatever is going on in your reality. Those are the moments where you really have an opportunity to ground down into commitment. It's easy to be committed rather when everything's flowing, right? When everything's like perfect and in flow and in total bliss, it's just like, oh my gosh, like I'm so committed. Okay, how committed are you when everything kind of turns to shit a little bit and you need to actually show to the world like, hey, like I'm here, I'm serious, I'm grounded. Yeah.
And when they're in that moment, we were talking a little bit about this before we jumped on camera. When you're in that moment and it feels like it's all too much and it's all really hard and it's like so overwhelming, which you and I have both been there, what do you recommend to people to do when they're in that space?
There's a lot you can do, and I think it is about finding what works for you as well. But one thing, again, which has been really, really, really big for me over the years is making sure I have people around me in my environment which I can lean on a little bit. And I don't mean from an annoying sense of like, oh my god, my life's exploding, like fix it. I'm not doing that, right? Instead, it's literally like, okay, who can I draw on who I know can see something in me which maybe I don't quite have the capacity yet to see within myself. And I've really, really, really intentionally surrounded myself with people like that. And sometimes I would know because it would be the way they look at me. And I could just see in their eyes, like, hey, this person sees greatness in me. Or maybe it's something they say and they physically say, hey, Regan, like, I see this in you. And it's so normal as humans to go, oh, really? Like, oh, I don't know, like, I'm not quite there yet. And deflect it and push it away and not be able to receive it. Instead of actually going, you know what, thank you. And actually choosing to borrow a little bit of belief from them. You know, when I started out, I didn't believe that I was going to create millions of dollars. I didn't believe that I was going to be in this place right now, but it was a dream and it was a vision, and then I just found people that I could borrow some belief from, right? So that's one of my biggest things.
Awesome. I had a friend ask me the other day, I need to remember her question now, what do you do when your self-doubt is bigger than your self-belief? And this is exactly what I spoke to her about, is about reaching out to people and about borrowing that belief from people around her. And it's actually what she'd already found worked for her the best, and the reason that she'd reached out to me. So I think that's so important to be able to do that in those moments. And I know I have that handful of people who I call.
Totally, and it comes down to loving on yourself as well, right? It totally comes down to loving on yourself, because, you know, everything in your external reality right now, everything showing up, everything you've manifested is simply a reflection on where you're at in terms of your self-love. And so if you're looking at your life being like, oh, you know, I would love to receive more, I'd love to make more money, I'd love to, you know, have more bliss and love in my life, I'd love to be surrounded by more amazing people, then you don't need to look externally, you need to look within and look at, well, where am I at in terms of loving on me, and what can I do in order to just align to this frequency of total divine love for myself. And it's not from an egotistic place of like, I love myself, I'm the best. It's not that, but it's very much this place of like, no, like, wow, I'm this beautiful being and I've chosen to be on this planet, and look at all the greatness I have inside of me, and really owning that each and every single day. And when you do that, and when you reaffirm that, something beautiful happens with your vibration, and you start raising your vibration and your frequency, and then the world starts reacting around you, corresponding to that frequency which you tap into. And the biggest thing around this is that when you start doing this, if you're in a place where you're like, okay, Regan, I'll do that, but I don't believe in myself, I don't see my greatness, like if you're in that place right now, you have to start with the end in mind. You have to start acting as if you do totally love yourself, and then I promise you it will get to a place where it just becomes your normal.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, you've built up a lot, and we had a really good question come up from one of our dear friends, Robin, who I was speaking to.
What's up, Robin? What's up?
What should I ask Regan when I interview her? Now, Robin's question was, if you had your time again, like if you could build everything that you've built right now and be where you are right now, what would you do differently this time around?
Well, Robin, that's an amazing question. Look, I truly believe in the divine plan, and I believe in divine order, and I believe in synchronicity, and I believe that everything that we're receiving in our lives we have asked for at some point in time, including all the ups and downs and all the challenges. So that being said, I wouldn't have it too much different, to be honest, because every moment in my past where I've been like, oh my god, my world's exploding, like how is this going on, what have I done to deserve this, you know, all that victim stuff which can come up, I look back and I'm like, wow, many of those times were my greatest lessons, and they were the opportunities that were handed to me on a plate, literally going, hey Regan, like, you want to grow? You really want to grow? Do you really want to step up? Do you really want to do this? Are you really capable of being able to be the container to hold what is looking to flow into your life? And so if I take those moments away, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Yeah.
So in saying that, in terms of all of that, I wouldn't change any of it. I believe it's perfect. I absolutely believe it's perfect, just as your journey is perfect too. If I am to look at myself and how I showed up in those moments, I would have loved on myself more. I would have not been as hard on myself. I would have not beat myself up as much. I wouldn't have gone, oh my god, like why isn't it all happening fast enough? I would have just really breathed it into myself and chosen to love myself more, chose to trust the process more, and chose to really like honor myself in all of those moments which were kind of challenging.
Yeah, and the reason I'm having a bit of a giggle there is not at what Regan was saying or not at the spot she was in at that point. It's around the speed. Now, Regan is known as someone who does anything super fast, like ridiculous fast, like yesterday fast.
Yesterday's my favorite word. When do you want it done?
Now.
Yesterday, obviously.
What would you say to people around the time that it's going to take to do something, like to achieve their big dreams and goals, that kind of thing? Because I know a lot of people, especially as coaches, we get a lot of people going, oh, I really want to do that, but it's going to take such a long time. Like, what do you believe about the length of time that things have to take?
Well, I firstly know and believe that time's an illusion, you know, and I feel like so many people are locked into this illusion of time, thinking that it's real, thinking that they have to, I guess, react and respond according to some belief of time. And so here's where people mess it up a little bit. Like, just imagine you're in the now right now. Like, you're present, you're here, you're in the now, you're hanging out watching this clip. And so what most people do is they're focusing out on their future, and they're going, okay, well, here's my vision, here's my dream, here's my goal. And then what they're doing is they're basically constructing that often based off a past, which isn't really real, right? Because you can't go back, you can't touch it, you can't, like, change it, you can't do anything about it. But we're taking all the constructs from this past, including beliefs around time, and we're basically then constructing a future ultimately based off something that's not even real. And so when you think about that, that's kind of like, that's really insane. Like, why do we do that? Like, that is ridiculous. Stop doing that, effectively. And so part of the stopping of the doing that, part of the release around that construction, which so many humans have, is releasing the element of time and actually going, you know what? Time's not real, time's an illusion. Everything can manifest in correspondence to my beliefs around time. And so, I invite you right now to open a conversation with yourself around, what do I choose to believe about time? What do I really choose to believe? Like, if you have a dream or a goal and you believe at your core that it's really hard and it's going to take a really long time, and that, it takes time to figure this stuff out, okay, well, that'll be your reality. But if you believe that time doesn't matter, you can quantum leap time instantly, and that everything I choose starts manifesting the instant I decide it, I mean, of course your reality is going to be a little bit different. So I think there's a lot to play with in here. There's a lot to play with around time manipulation, quantum leaping. There's a lot of fun stuff.
You're like, I could talk.
I know, I'm like, how long you got?
We've got as long as we want. Time doesn't exist, yeah?
This is true.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about has slipped my mind right now.
It will come back.
It will.
When it's meant to. You wanted to talk, hang on, what do we call this live stream? We called it something about how people screw it up.
Yeah, I know. You've said a lot about self-love thus far.
We have. This has been like the loving on yourself episode.
Yeah. How are people screwing it up when they go for success? Like, you've talked about the self-love that's required, you've talked about the inner work, you've talked about letting go of the time construct. What would you say is the number one thing holding people back when they are looking to create success in their lives, or happiness or fulfillment?
Once again, how long you got? Okay, so when I look at this, and I love this question, it's such a beautiful conversation to have, I look at manifestation, and I work a lot with manifestation. I help a lot of people manifest, and also manifest what they desire really, really, really quickly. So when I look at what is stopping and what is blocking that, it's important to know firstly that we are born manifestors. Like, we have infinite potential when it comes to what we're looking to call in and manifest. And if you look at your life, everything that has shown up in your life, you have manifested. Like, congrats. Like, congratulate yourself for that, right? It's like, wow, that was me. Like, there was no one that, like, outside of me that said, you sure must have this, right? It's actually like, oh, that was me. So if we tap into this power and then we look at, well, what is actually stopping it? One of the biggest things that I have is seeing people try and control the process. Okay, they try and control the process around manifestation. And so for me, manifestation is locking in, what are you calling in, what do you desire, and then it's actually releasing that outcome from a place where it's done, because it's grounded in your essence. Why? Because you've chosen it, and that's how manifestation works. And then from there, you're simply acting in alignment to speed up the process, not to try and make it happen, right? So this is where people mess it up. They're like, okay, well, here's my goal. Now, what do I need to do to create it? What do I need to do to show up? What do I need to do to figure out the perfect strategy? Well, hang on. This isn't about you. This is about a co-creation with the universe. This is about the world looking to manifest through you, not little you trying to control reality, right? So the minute you surrender into that, and there is bliss in the surrender. It can be challenging, but it's a relief of like, oh, okay, it's not just me. I'm partnered with the universe who's looking to make this happen, and from there we flow. And you see, what happens is when you go into this place of trying to control, well, it's got to show up like this, and then I've got to do this, and then this person's got to do this, and this opportunity's come through this way. When you start going into those fragments, what you do is you start activating fear frequencies within you, because ultimately you're telling yourself that you're not sure if you've got it. Right? You're telling yourself, I'm not really sure if it's going to manifest, so I've got to work really hard in order to make it manifest and force it to manifest, right? And then when you activate this fear frequency, you're activating it within yourself, but even like Bianca sitting next to me would start to feel that, and unconsciously, I'm activating her fear frequency. There's no way I'd do that to you, right? And then it would have this knock-on effect, and before we know it, the collective consciousness is freaking activated from a fear place. And guys, take a look at the world, right? Take a look around. Take a look at what is happening in the world right now. Take a look at society. Look at all of this stuff. What is happening? People are operating in fear. They're activating fear. And so, I mean, I know this, I blew this out of proportion into a global conversation, but when it comes to people messing it up, this is one of the biggest things. So the more that you can catch yourself dropping into this and have no judgment, just love on yourself and be like, oh wow, oh honey, okay, I just tapped into this fear frequency. Okay, enough, right? And you choose to recenter, realign, and go, where would I like to vibrate from instead? You know what, I'm going to vibrate from this place of knowing, from this place of trust, from this place of ultimately knowing that the world's on my side and the universe is looking to have all of this flow through me. And the more you start to accept and receive that and surrender to what is, the less fear we will tap into collectively. That's a big answer.
Yeah. Guys, one big thing that I would like to say, turn off the news, please.
Turn off the news.
Turn off the news.
Bad news. I'm serious, I agree.
Seriously. I find it one of the biggest things that people literally tune their lives into intentionally to only find murder and terrorism and heartbreak and pain and fear. It's literally focusing. You're choosing to spend part of your day tuning into that fear frequency that Regan was just speaking about. So one last question, what I wanted to ask, you explore a lot of things, and even in the time that I've known you, which is a couple of years, I've seen you start to explore more and more and more. What are you exploring right now for what's to come that you hadn't even imagined, like, say, 2 months ago? Because I know how fast you go, right?
I was like, 2 months, that's really long ago. What was I doing?
All right, last week.
Yeah. No, it's an awesome question, and I love it because there is so much exciting stuff to play with. I literally just got off the phone just before with a good friend of mine, and we were just sharing all the stuff which we're doing right now, and we finished the conversation, we're like, wow, like there is so much available for us to play with. Like, we honestly, guys, we're living in the most expansive time in humanity right now. We're living in the most abundant time. We are in a place where people are becoming so open and so much is coming through. There is so much to play with. So, long story short, some of the big things which I'm looking at right now, and for me they're not necessarily new, but it's very much pulling off a deeper layer around this, is I'm going deep into channeling work. So I am looking at how do I become more and more available and accept that quite simply I am a channel and that I am connected to light frequencies of the divine which are looking to come through and manifest through me. Now this is showing up in messaging, it's showing up in business, it's showing up in ideas, it's going, we're just going really, really, really deep. And what's exciting is that I'm seeing these shifts and these moments of waking up in my private clients as well, and I'm seeing people also, whether they're aware of it or not, to be honest, go really deep and start to open up to receive more and have more coming through and just feel more supported and have more guidance in so many different beautiful ways. So that is a big thing I'm looking at. Another big thing is going deeper into raising the vibration of myself and of the people around me, and really looking at how do we increase our quota and our capacity to hold light in our system, which means we're going to raise our vibration, which of course means we're going to raise our frequency. And when your frequency is super high, you can't attract things, people, elements, opportunities of a low frequency towards you. So that is a lot of the work. It's digging into that through many different methods, working with many different amazing teachers right now. And yeah, that's my play. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Cool. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
It's been awesome having you here. And yes, that's time.
You're amazing. And I just want to honor you, B, because you're so beautiful, and I so see your commitment to your own vision, and I've just watched you just grow. I can't believe, a couple of years ago where you were at, and right?
Me neither.
Yeah, no, it's so amazing. And I remember when we first started working together, you were like, you had this huge heart and this huge vision, but it was just like, where do I go and what do I do, right? And I see you continuously ground down. I see you continuously do the work, and I just want to honor you in front of everyone and just really love on you, because we just need more people doing the work that you're doing right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Regan is a big part of my journey thus far, and big influence for me and big inspiration. I don't know why I'm finding it so hard to find the words, but looking to you and the things that you're doing in your business and your life, I'm just like, wow, and this is what it's about, guys. It's about getting in that environment, getting yourself around people, turning off the news and turning on maybe Regan Hillyer TV, maybe
turning on high vibe frequency,
tuning into channels that are going to open up your minds to what is really, really possible in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't mentioned this yet, but a couple of months ago, Regan made 1.1 mil in a month.
Oh,
that's something that I was just like, right, that's possible. And that just raised me up. It's like, okay, now I know someone who's doing that.
Yeah.
If she can do it, I can do it. Why would I not be able to? So.
And by the way, do it through divine bliss and play, not through like pushing and making it happen. Like really just doing it through opening up and just being okay with receiving all of that. Like, that's the fun part, really.
Yeah. Cool. So for the guys watching here and here,
we've got so many cameras going on. We're like paparazzi left, right, center, right?
Where can they find you online?
Well, reganhillyer.com is a great place to start. Other than that, every social media platform. I do have a secret daily mission to be the queen of the internet every single day. But the good news is there's room for all of us. But I show up on all those platforms. There's a lot of amazing free content which goes out, and just reach out, say hi, let me know you watched this live stream or interview, and say what's up.
Cool. Do you want to go through here? I think we've got some questions on the live stream.
Oh, what's up, live streamers? Oh my gosh, look at all this goodness on here. Steve McNamara, where are you? I feel like you should just get on a plane and come to Melbourne right now. Anita, I love you. Becky, fire. Yes, we like fire, Becky. We obviously do. Kyra, loving this. Amazing. What's up, Anthony? Amazing. Okay, let's see. I think there was a question
before.
Emma, you're en route to your 9th gig in your 18-day tour. Totally needed this reminder. I love that. Emma is an amazing musician, by the way. We met over in LA. LA? Yes, LA. And I was doing a radio interview and she was in there too. And I was like, I know that accent. Are you a Kiwi? And she's a total Kiwi, like in LA. It was really cool.
That's amazing.
She's amazing. Dawn, ladies, I'm going to say goodnight. Goodbye. Why are you leaving us? Big day tomorrow, speaking at startup events. So much love for you both. Look at these comments, why did they do this? And looking forward to sharing a morning cuppa with you again soon, Bianca, and an espresso martini with you soon, Richard. Good. I love that I'm the alcoholic and you just have a normal coffee. No problem. It's fine.
Well, Dawn and I do our catch-ups from home. I don't make espresso martinis.
It's so funny.
Two virtual cup of teas.
Dawn says, check out all of us ladies online together. Just love the internet and all the connect. Yeah, so grateful, right? Where would we be without the internet? Marissa's just landed. Can't wait to see you. Amazing.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, if you guys have questions, you can go ahead and comment through. Steve does not have a question. He has a statement. Oh no. It is a question.
Awesome.
It is a question.
It's a question without a question mark.
It is.
I like
it's
the
like
style.
a secret undercover question. Why are we so awesome? Well, I think we just choose to be awesome. But guess what, Steve? You can only see in others what is within you. So I salute your awesomeness through this process. Emma says, thanks, Boo. Absolutely. Cool. Is there anything else you want to jam on the live stream? Or
I think that's it.
Complete. Bianca is now complete. Cheers to that with our morning water. The sky is blue. Yes, it is, Becky. You're correct. Amazing. I'm glad that wasn't a question. Is the sky blue? Steve's crying. Oh my gosh, Steve! I really think you should actually come to Melbourne. I kind of wasn't kidding. I was actually serious face. Serious.
Flight.
Serious face.
Serious game.
Planes. Right?
You want to leave the tropics and get some warm clothes on down here in
Yeah,
Melbourne,
you want to come freeze with us. Like, totally what you want to do. We have the Be Your Brand Academy starting
tomorrow.
What is tomorrow? Was it today? Tomorrow? Yeah.
Like starting. Tell me when it's starting.
Where do I need to be? What time? It's starting tomorrow. And we're so excited about this because this is the first Be Your Brand Academy with the amazing team. And so Bianca is here as one of the beautiful coaches who is going to be in the room, working with everyone, helping them go deep. It's a little bit weird for me because I'm going to be in the room kind of like wanting to do the whole thing, but needing to
sitting there watching the rest of us
surrender and let the leaders rise, right? Exactly. But no, it'll be super amazing. And then when do you head back to Sydney? Monday?
I head back to Sydney on Monday, yeah.
Awesome.
Decided to say Sunday nights because I feel there might be some celebrations going on at the end of the
We
Be
don't
Your
like
Brand
to celebrate.
Academy.
Why would you think that? It's an extreme random thought.
Okay, I'll go for Sunday night then.
No.
Go home to bed.
It's so cool. And what's your next big thing coming up in your world?
Ooh, next big thing coming up in my world. So I'm about to leave Australia on the 29th.
Where are you going?
Where am I not going? Heading over to the States for a month.
Yay.
Running a workshop over there in LA on the Mind-Body Connection, which I've just started. Actually, Steve was at the very first one in Cairns.
Steve, you're everywhere.
I just ran one in Melbourne as well, with a couple of other amazing ladies. And yeah, running one, I've just booked the location, so I'll have details out about that really soon. And then
So cool.
moving through the Americas. Hopefully you're back over in that side of the
Yeah,
world.
I'm going to say we might do that. We might do that. Yeah. Yeah, because where am I? I'm like, where did I
We
go
talked about
to this?
Costa Rica later.
Yeah, Costa Rica. Yeah, and I head, where do do I go? I go from here over to, oh, Vegas. Vegas. Yeah, Vegas. I'm speaking at Thrive over there, which is very cool. If you guys don't know Thrive, look it up. It is an event called Thrive, Make Money Matter, and it's all about people receiving a lot of money but doing a lot of good with that money. So that's really cool. I'm excited to talk there. I then go over to San Diego. I'm working with a mentor for a couple of days over there, and then Peru. No, then San Fran. Actually, I'm speaking in San Francisco at an amazing event for fitness leaders over there, helping them build their online brands. And then Peru. Then we're deep in the jungle. Deep in the jungle. Going deep, expanding into the jungle, which is very exciting.
Amazing.
Steve says Bianca's event was awesome.
I'm pretty sure you have something in LA in between that with Marissa Peer.
No, that's after.
Oh, that's after.
After.
Right.
That's near December now. We had to rejig to fit everything into the calendars. I feel like we could stay here all day.
I know. I'm like, this is good fun.
So funny. Yay. All right. Well, it doesn't look like these guys have any questions. They're just totally watching us hang out.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah.
Steve, you're amazing.
Just like, what are you guys doing?
Everyone on live stream's like, who's Steve? Right?
Who is Steve? That's the new thing.
Who is Steve? That's your new social media. That's your new show, Steve.
Hashtag.
Who is Steve? Hashtag who is Steve? And then you can jump on and be like, this is Steve really is. Right?
Thanks, Sasha.
You're cool too, Sasha. We love you. We're having so much fun. Cool. Alright, well, I'm going to go and run my Day 5 training for my Day 5 Empire Creation Builder Challenge. Yay! Which is very cool. Everyone in the challenge, I'm super excited to go deep with you. Make sure you're on live, regardless of the time zone, because as you can tell today, I'm pumped up and it's going to be an awesome training. Yay! Yes, Steve, we love you. You're an alien. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a beautiful interview. It was so much fun. Awesome hanging out with you.
Thanks, Regan.
Best ever.
Amazing.
Mwah. All right. Ciao, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.